Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. Um, Putin's war on Ukraine rages on, and President Biden just announced this morning that he is going to suspend all import of Russian oil. Okay. Why we're getting any oil from Russia to begin with is beyond me. But it's only like 3% of what our oil consumption is, which is like over 6.5 billion barrels a year. And so the Russian portion is, somewhere around 200 million barrels a year. I feel like we should be able to live without that forever. We produce more oil than we import, so we could be using our own. He did make a note about this, may cause increase in gas prices, but that oil companies should be responsible about that. And I don't think just a little chastising from the Roosevelt room in the White House is going to do it. There needs to be some sort of, can't we write some legislation about gas price gouging when, Shell and BP and all the major oil companies are showing like record profits. They're not going to get hurt by this at all. They're actually going to increase their profits because it's an excuse for them to raise rates on oil that isn't more expensive yet. We don't have a shortage of oil in the world currently, but they're price gouging on the fear of it, which all then also becomes political because the oil companies really don't want Democrats in charge who are into clean energy and renewable energy sources. So it's expedient for them to keep gas prices high and let all the knuckle draggers blame the current president. Those same knuckle draggers who drive, $50,000 trucks that get 5 miles a gallon. If you can afford the truck, you should be able to afford the gas. And they're still driving their stupid convoy to DC to complain about mask mandates, which are mostly over. Morons. That's the cycle of crap that we have to deal with. And the type of people that we are held hostage by in this country is that moronic simpleton thinking. You don't need that truck. Anyway, so it feels like this should be a permanent move to me. There's no reason for us to go back to using Russian oil. There's also, although a lot of companies have suspended business in Russia, the second that it's sort of expedient for them to return to business in Russia, they will, whether or not Putin's still there. And that's not the right answer either. And then there's companies like Pepsi and Coca-Cola and Nestle who haven't, changed their business with Russia one iota. Nestle, by the way, is a terrible company. Just ethically and humanitarianly, just an awful, awful company. So, I feel like we could be getting a little harder on our own private sector. Living by whatever rules they want to live by, since they don't pay taxes anyway. Anyway, so there's that going on, and I did catch a little bit of the View this morning. The Florida legislature is voting on the Don't Say Gay bill, which is really just meant to punish children and gay and lesbian families. When they say you're not allowed to teach gender identity or sexual orientation, I'm sure that means that teachers can't say something about same-sex partners. But I'm sure if they said something about a heterosexual couple, that doesn't fall under the bill, even though they're not supposed to discuss sexual orientation. By discussing someone's husband or wife, you are in fact discussing sexual orientation. So therefore, that shouldn't be allowed, but it will be because it's considered normal. So if this law passes, I hope people start suing everybody who starts talking about, any kind of romantic relationship. Not because I feel like anybody who does that deserves to be sued, but the law deserves to be challenged because it's bullshit. And it's Florida, so it'll probably pass because Florida, I was going to say, is the armpit of America. It's in the wrong location. It's kind of the penis because, Cape Cod is the arm, which I don't know. Anyway, what does that make Rhode Island the armpit? Sorry, Rhode Island. You're such a cute little state. Anyway, those are my musings from the morning.